everybody. Is it too late to say Happy New Year again? Well, I would say this is Dasher. Dasher and I think it's still apropos. Look at him back there. See, some of us are still trying to regroup since Christmas and the holidays. I know I've been having a bit of a little snag trying to get back to my routine and my intentions and the goals. So, anyway, I'm sorry, delay, because I'm doing this while I'm walking. And, maybe a lot of you would like to do videos, but you feel embarrassed to be walking or in public and doing videos. So, yeah, that still, bothers me a little bit. But then you focus on the goal and you move through that discomfort. Anyway, so the message to me that I just wanted to share was like Dasher over there, the reindeer left over from Christmas. Some of us may still be regrouping from the holidays and trying to reorganize things, clean up the house, clean up our schedules, get back to the tasks that we had. But it's not like just it seems it's not just like a 1, 2, 3 quick fix to like, okay, now we're back into the old schedule. It's like there's a little lag time of when you jump in the pool, you first dip in a little bit to reacquaint yourself with the temperature of the water. So I would just say to myself and anyone else who this resonates with, don't be hard on yourself. Adjusting to change and shifting and adapting to new schedules or going back to the old one takes a little time, and we're human and we have different thoughts that come up with change, especially, and trying new things. And sometimes we have goals for the New Year's resolutions. Sometimes they're too big. You don't really necessarily have to have New Year's resolution. That's another option. But sometimes we beat ourselves up and we start a goal and then we don't do it after a while. And I remember when I used to go to the gym years ago with my mother throughout the year, and we were only going like once every week or two. It wasn't even a lot. But when it came to New Year's, all of a sudden everybody was packed in, new people in January. And then a little bit less of them were in there in February. And by March, it was already back to the few people that were originally there. So that's human nature. We have intentions, but we have doubts, fears, some stuckness, getting used to new habits, adjusting to new habits or changes. It's okay. That's part of this journey. And let me just see here. I got to safely cross here. So also there's the weather, right? Changes in the weather. So what I've been trying to do is get back to my routine a little bit at a time. Trying not to stick with the overthinking about what I'm not doing. And I guess it's about let's see, this is what I'm going to do to make this transition from holiday back to everyday life. I'm going to say 4 things. 4 things that I'm thinking might help me, and maybe some of it resonates with you. And if you have any ideas that work better for you, any positive ideas, please feel free to share them in the comments below. So 1 out of 4 things. Let's see. 1 is count the small wins. Count the wins, even if it's small. What worked out well today? What are you grateful for? What seemed like a blessing? what was good about what are you grateful for today, or what worked out that maybe you had a new intention or a new resolution and you did a little bit of it, even if you didn't do a lot of it. For me, I was walking an hour a day most days in the fall. Now we have snowy, cold weather, and I'm not as consistent, and that's been unnerving me a bit. But like today, I'm making sure that I get out at least for half an hour, and despite the weather, because I do feel that it winds up lifting my mood. Getting out of the house especially winds up lifting the mood. I even saw supposedly a monk, a Zen master, I guess, unless it was AI, who knows these days, but on YouTube or online, saying that even for the monks, sometimes they start getting depressed, and that's because they're staying indoors in their home, in their whatever, their temple or whatever, monastery, too much. This monk was saying, he tells them, you have to go outside, you have to mix things up with people, interact with other people outside of the house, because if you stay inside in that one environment all the time, sort of like your mind, your thoughts, will act up and cause you to be more depressed and like gain too much negative momentum on just listening to your own thoughts instead of just chatting and interacting with other people outside of the house. Also, it's good to get the sun, so the movement that helps you with health, holistic health and body, mind, and spirit. Anyway, so I'm saying I'm going to count the wins each day to help go from holiday mode and schedule to a new and brighter New Year schedule. Count the wins each day. I'm gonna say 2 is don't beat yourself up so much. Remember that your soul having a human experience. You're not all soul, otherwise everything would be a piece of cake, right? We're parts of God, in my opinion, but we're having a human experience. If we weren't, none of us would ever have a cut, a cold, any ailment. And that's spiritual too. One of the other spiritual speakers I listened to was saying every part of this life is spiritual, because your soul who chose to, who's in a human form. So that's part of the spiritual experience that you're here growing through and learning through. So count the little wins each day, even if it's toward new habits or picking back up on old ones. Second one is don't beat yourself up so much. Try to, ignore yourself from the negative self-talk and try to give yourself some credit or encouraging words moving forward. 3, put on some great music that you resonate with, because a lot of times that really puts you back into what Apex would call the vortex, into that positive, abundant energy, what would you call it? Almost like your 401k plan in the sky of God's blessings waiting for you. All those answered prayers sometimes that are waiting for you, but you're not letting them in because you're thinking too negatively, and so you can't even see the blessings and positive opportunities around you. So put on some great music to take you out of the negative mind chatter. And the 4th one, I'm going to say also, play a game, something with play or laughter. Right? So count the wins each day. Don't beat yourself up. You're still human. Maybe give yourself encouraging words. Put on some great music and move your body to it if you can. That means dance if you like to. But put on some great music And the last one is get involved in some play or laughter. Read some jokes. Play a game with someone, or even yourself if you have to. I know they have computer games and stuff, but it's more fun if you do it with other people.